Let's consider the rounding rules for operations when we add or subtract. So let's do 60.572 minus 52.3. The rounding rules for addition are the same as the rounding rules for subtraction. Okay, so 60.572 minus 52.3 gives me 8.272. When we are rounding after doing an addition and or a subtraction, we do not count significant figures. Instead, we count decimal places. So we're limited to the decimal place that the number with the fewest decimal places has. And I'll show you what I mean. This number here has numbers in the tenths column, hundredths column, thousandths column. Okay, and this number has something in just the tenths column, or the tenths decimal place. So we must round to the tenths decimal place in our answer because we're limited to that decimal place because of this number here. So even though this number has 3 significant figures, we are limited to the tenths decimal place in our answer, so we must round to this particular column, the tenths column, and so we get an answer which is 8.3. Remember, that's a 7, so we have to round up. So our answer has only 2 significant figures. Now you might look at this problem, just glance at it and think, okay, this has 5 sig figs, this has 3, so my answer will have 3. But it doesn't, it has 2, because when we add or subtract, we must round to the decimal place. We're limited to that decimal place rather than limited to the least number of significant figures. An easy way to work out how to round in addition or subtraction is to stack your decimal point vertically. The way you used to do subtraction, do you remember in elementary school? They used to have us stack our decimal point like this and do the subtraction that way. And then you can just go ahead and draw a vertical line, because we can see nothing comes after this vertical line here, so that means we're limited to this particular tenths column. Now, that does not mean you should ignore these digits. They're very important. They actually affect the size of the number, right? So you can't just not do the math with these numbers. They're important. That 7 actually causes this 2 to round up to a 3. So you must include them, but we are going to have to lose them when we round our answer, and so our answer will have 2 sig figs, and it will be 8.3.